What's up, YouTube? Today we're reviewing the 2022 GMC Yukon Denali XL. Huge thank you to Paul Van Horn over at Koons, Tysons, Chevy, Buick, GMC for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you're interested in this particular Denali or any GM product with the exception of Cadillac, I'll be sure to have Paul's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2022 GMC Yukon Denali XL, and this particular one is painted in onyx black. If you guys do want that onyx black paint, you are gonna have to pay $495 for that paint. But let's start over here at our headlamps. We do have LED daytime running lights as well as LED turn signals. You also do have your LED headlamps, and you do have IntelliBeam. IntelliBeam is basically automatic high beams that turn on and off by themselves. But just below that, towards the bottom of the front bumper, you do find your LED fog lamps with a black trim piece that surrounds them, as well as this satin chrome trim piece just below that. But let's move over here to our big classic Denali grille, which is also in that satin chrome. As you guys can see, you have your GMC lettering at the center of that. And just below that M, you do find your forward-facing camera that goes along with your 360-degree view camera that this vehicle does have. But nicely integrated into your front bumper, you will find your forward-facing sensors that also help out when parking this vehicle, because this is a pretty big vehicle. So between your 360-degree view camera and your forward and rear-facing sensors, parking this thing is honestly a breeze. But let's take a look at the front end just a little bit longer. As you guys can see, another satin chrome trim piece just below that big grille towards the bottom of the front bumper. But let's keep moving on. This does have those 22-inch aluminum wheels, and those 22-inch aluminum wheels, if you guys want these wheels exactly, are $1,985. However, there are a few wheel options that you can get on the Denali, ranging from 20-inch wheels, which are standard, to 22s. You can get them in chrome, you can get them in black, you can get them in aluminum, and I'm going to put some of those different wheel options here on screen just for you guys to see which wheel option you guys like best. But yeah, that's just something I thought I would add, because these wheels are beautiful and they are wrapped around in a Bridgestone all-season tire, and the size of this tire is a 275/50 Bridgestone all-season tire. And I'll show you guys the tread pattern on there just so you guys have kind of an idea of what you're getting. But let's talk about this suspension real quick. This vehicle does have the $1,795 premium capability package, which comes with air ride adaptive suspension as well as an active response four-wheel drive system. But let's move over to here. As you guys can see, more of that satin chrome trim around your GMC logo. You have paint matched mirror caps right here, as well as an integrated turn signal on your side view mirror, and you also do have your side view camera right there, and you do have a nice puddle light at the bottom of the mirror. These mirrors are power folding as well as power adjustable. They are heated, and you do have blind spot monitoring right on your upper left hand corner on the driver's side and the upper right hand corner of the passenger side view mirror. You guys have your Denali badge on your front door. As you guys can see, your window trim surround is in chrome, and you do have a bright roof rail up top with a black shark fin antenna right there. Talking about your door handles, you do have a black door handle that goes across, but it is surrounded in chrome, as you guys can see. So the front part of your door handle is in black and the surroundings is in chrome. But one thing that I did want to talk to you guys about that this vehicle does come optioned with is that this does have the $1,745 power assist steps with perimeter lighting. So when you open up the door, those come down and make it just a little bit easier to step into the vehicle. Really premium feature, and if you guys are getting a Denali like this, that feature is a must. Anyway, closing that door, you guys do see you have more of that satin chrome body cladding at the bottom of the passenger doors, as you guys can see right there. Some more chrome trim just behind the rear passenger door right there, and some more of that chrome window surround that basically follows through to almost the end of this window right here. Again, those 22-inch wheels looking magnificent. But yeah, like I said, there are a ton of wheel options that you can get on this Denali. So let's open up our gas tank. As you guys can see, capless filler neck, and premium fuel is recommended. So this vehicle does have the 6.2, but we'll get into that when we talk about performance. You guys also do have LED tail lamps right here, as well as LED backup lights, LED turn signals. So yeah, you also do have a black rear pillar right here, and obviously that's the same on the other side. Your rear wiper blade is hidden up here. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but your wiper blade is hidden right in there. You got your third brake light right up top right there. And one thing that's cool about the Denalis, or just any GM SUV that is on this platform, is that if you go under here and you push this button right here, this glass pops open just like that. So if you guys have some lumber or something, or you just have your dog in the back and you want your dog to be able to breathe, all you got to do is open up this nice little glass feature right here, and your dog can stick their head out the window, or you can send your lumber through this window back here. But anyway, we'll close that. And obviously this does have a power lift gate, so all you got to do to open up the power lift gate is push this button right here. But I'm going to show you guys that in a second, because we're not done going over our power lift gate. As you guys can see, some more of that satin chrome trim that goes across the power lift gate right there, with your GMC lettering at the center of that. And you guys might notice, you're like, why do I have two cameras right here? And that's because this does have a rear view camera mirror, which I'll show you guys when we move into the interior. And that's your rear view camera mirror, and that is your rear view camera mirror washer right there. And that's just your standard backup camera right there. The reason you have a rear view camera washer is because when you're driving down the road, and let's say there's salt on the roads or something, there's a low pressure zone behind the vehicle, which makes the air pretty turbulent, and gets like stuff all over your lift gate, and will get your rear view camera mirror dirty. And if your rear view camera mirror is dirty, then it is useless. So that is why you do have that washer right there. You can also turn the rear view camera mirror off and just use it like a regular rear view camera, or rear view mirror. Yukon badging right on your driver's side, Denali badging on your passenger side. And just below all of that, you guys might be able to notice that you do have a quad tip exhaust, as well as that some more of that satin chrome trim right there, with a reflector on the driver's side and a reflector on the passenger side. That quad tip exhaust looks fantastic and just gives it a sporty look here at the rear. This also does have the max trailering package, which is $465 option, and you get a trailer brake controller, smart trailer integration, as well as trailer side blind zone alert. And the max tow capacity of this particular vehicle is 7,900 pounds, and the max tongue weight is 790 pounds. But let's pop open this rear hatch. Push the button right here. Rear hatch will pop open just like that. Let her open all the way up to reveal our inside. As you guys know, if you guys have been in a vehicle like this before, you obviously do have the electronic folding third row seats. By pushing these two buttons right here, third row seats go down just like that. And you can also bring them back up if you desire by pushing this button that I thought brought them down, but it brings them up, as you guys can see. And we're gonna bring them down one more time, because you can also fold down those second row of seats. However, you will not be able to bring those back up. Just push these two buttons twice, and those second row seats will fold down just like that, just to reveal all that storage space. So this is almost like an 8-foot truck bed, you know what I mean? But obviously you're not going to be able to throw stuff like that you would throw normally in like an 8-foot truck bed. But you guys kind of get the gist of how much storage space is in this Yukon XL. Opening this up right here, you do have a household outlet. Closing that and moving over to here, you got a little hook right here and another little hook over on this side as well, just so if you guys want to tie something down, you guys have the opportunity to do so. But opening this up reveals just a little bit more storage space down under here. It's not the biggest, but you can definitely fit a few things down under here, like snacks, or you know, whatever you want to put. A water bottle size thing will fit under there if it is horizontal. So yeah, that's about the storage space here at the rear. Let's push this button right here and close that power lift gate. And one thing before we move into performance, I just want to give you guys a 360-degree view of this Yukon Denali XL, because it is a fantastic looking truck, and in my opinion, I think it's the best looking 3-row SUV in its class. Obviously the Escalade is up there too, but I'm a big fan of the way the GMC looks. Almost better than the Escalade, but you know, that's obviously personal opinion. But let's do a little walk around of it. So yes, this is a fantastic looking 3-row SUV, but I'm sure some of you guys are wondering what powers this beast. So with that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that $1,500 6.2 liter V8 that makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds when mated to all-wheel drive. So yes, you can get this Yukon XL Denali in 2-wheel drive. However, if you guys want that 6-second 0 to 60, you do have to have it optioned with 4-wheel drive. And if you guys do not want the 6.2 liter V8, there is a 3-liter Duramax option that you can get. Like I said, if you guys want better gas mileage, or if you do not want the 6.2 V8. So talking about gas mileage, if you guys do opt for the 6.2 liter V8, you will see 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon in the highway. But let's close that hood real quick. And if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So like I said, if you guys have learned something, or if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please give the video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's move into the interior. All right, guys, let's move into the interior. This vehicle does have keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, come up to the vehicle and push this button, and it will unlock or lock by pushing that button. And that button can be found on all 4 door handles. But pushing that button and moving inside, your assist steps come down to greet you, to make it just a little bit easier to step into the vehicle. As you guys can see, you do have your Denali door sill right there. Before we move into the interior, let's talk about this door panel right here. You do have a beautiful leather wrapped door panel up top with some accent wood trim that looks absolutely beautiful. It's got a nice wood grain trim finish to it, with a little bit of aluminum trim just below that wood trim up top. You also do have a aluminum door handle right here with your unlock and lock buttons right next to it. Again, some more of that beautiful leather right here with a nice padded leather armrest right here with some of that beautiful accent stitching that goes along your armrest. Moving over here, you guys have a nice grab handle to close the door. You got 2 memory seat adjustment settings right there. As you guys can see, you do have automatic up and down windows in the front. However, you only have automatic down windows in the rear, so you do not have automatic up windows in the rear. Like I said, you do have power folding side view mirrors. All you gotta do is push this button right here. Side view mirrors fold in just like that. Push that button again, and you can see that side view mirror coming out, that side view mirror coming out again. And these are your mirror controls. Right here, you got a spot to set your phone down if you so desire, and just below that, at the bottom of your door panel, it's all in a plastic material, and you got a spot to set a water bottle down in there, and another spot to set a bunch of the other stuff. You guys want hand sanitizer, you know, gum, stuff like that. You got plenty of room to fit your valuables or whatever you want to put right there. This does have the 14 speaker Bose sound system, which sounds fantastic. All the Bose sound systems in GM vehicles, for the most part, sound very, very good. But let's take a look at our seat. You guys do have Denali embossed at the top of the seat right there. Beautiful perforated leather. You do have heated and ventilated front seats, and you do have heated outboard seats in the second row, which we'll get to here in a minute. But some of that beautiful black, jet black piping, as you guys can see, these seats just look super, super premium, and they feel super, super premium as well. You do have a power adjustable driver seat as well as a power adjustable passenger seat right over there, and you only have 2-way lumbar for 2022. You do not have 4-way lumbar. But anyway, moving in, let's talk about these features right here. You do have an electronic parking brake by pushing that button right there. That's your lane keep assist. This is to turn on your parking sensors on or off. Auto stop start right there. Traction control, hill descent control. Pushing this button brings up your 360-degree view camera on your 10.2-inch infotainment screen. This right here will turn on your household power outlets found throughout the vehicle. This is for your 15-inch heads-up display. But before we move farther into the interior, I'm going to move to a different spot because the sun glare is going to mess up the shot. So I will see you guys there in a second. All right, guys, we have moved to the more shady spot so you guys can see what I'm talking about here on the interior just a little bit better. This is for 4-wheel auto right there. This is for 4-wheel high. This is for 2 high, and this is for 4 low. This is your drive mode selector right here, which I'm gonna fire up the vehicle to show you guys what I'm talking about. Push your foot on the brake. Key fob in the interior, fire her up, 6.2 liter. Sounds fantastic when you start her up. So this is your drive mode selector. So you have your different drive modes. You got tow haul mode, off-road mode. You got your sport mode as well as your normal mode. I didn't talk about this yet, but this is your customizable 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster right here. So that's new for 2022, which is fantastic. I'm definitely a big fan of that digital gauge cluster. However, you also do have another button on your drive mode selector right here. By pushing that button, you can adjust the ride height. And if I push this button right here, push the button, it brings up, it says we're in normal ground clearance. If I twist this knob to the right, it goes into increased ground clearance. And if I twist it one more time, it goes into maximum ground clearance. And if I twist it all the way to the left, you guys can see entry exit ground clearance, and it'll start lowering the vehicle, and I can feel it lowering the vehicle right now. So let me show you guys kind of how low that it brings the vehicle, so it makes it just a little bit easier to step in and out of the vehicle when putting it in entry exit mode. It's just a little bit less of a step up, and even stepping up into it, I can notice that it did lower it just a little bit, which is really cool. Right over here, you've got your headlight controls. Right now we are in auto headlights. If I do it this turns on your daytime running lights, and if I twist it all the way to the right, these are your headlights on all the time, but I like to leave it in automatic mode personally. And if I push this button right here, this turns on my LED fog lamps. Like I said when we were out at the back, this does have the $465 max trailering package, which does come with this integrated trailer brake controller, as well as smart trailer integration and trailer side blind zone alert. So this is your integrated trailer brake controller. Heads up display right here. I'm not sure if it's going to pick it up on camera, but you can kind of see it a little bit right there. That is a 15-inch heads up display, and you can switch the display by pushing this info button. You guys can see what different information you want to see on your heads up display. Right now it's displaying my speed, as well as my lane keep assist, and the speed limit sign. But moving down here to my 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, you guys can see you have an analog RPM gauge on that side, and on this side you do find you have a analog speedometer, and you have a digital speedometer readout right there. You got your speed limit sign right there. This is for your lane centering stuff. This vehicle only has 34 miles on the odometer. Coolant temperature right there. This is your fuel range right there. You got your fuel gauge right here. And what's really cool about this 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster is that you got a little GMC Easter egg right there, which looks really cool. If you guys see it in person, you guys will know what I'm talking about, because I know the camera is not going to pick it up the greatest, but it's cool to look down at your screen and see like a little GMC illuminated right there. You guys can go throughout this screen. You got your media, you got your navigation stuff, you got your phone stuff, you got your display layout. So I can go right here and go into progressive. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So this is what progressive looks like. Let's go back into here. Let's go into digital. This is what your digital layout looks like. Let's go into clean. And this is your clean display layout. I kind of like the clean display layout. You don't see everything, but let's go into classic because that's what it was in. And we're gonna leave her in classic, but let's go back over here to information. You guys can see your trip information, more trip information, drive summary. You can also bring up your digital speedometer readout right there. Scroll up one more, you got your info page options, blank page, air filter life right there, brake pad life right there, oil life. You got your driver assistance stuff, tire pressure, timer, and some more of that trip information stuff. Moving over to here, this is your adaptive cruise control stuff right here. This is for your gap adjustment settings right there. 3 being the farthest away, that being a little bit closer, and that being the closest. Heated steering wheel right here. And moving over to here, this is to speak to the vehicle. These buttons right here, up or down, you got to scroll to go up and down, and push these 2 side buttons right here, and that controls that screen right in there. And that is to hang up on a phone call. You can also pick up a phone call by pushing that button right there. You do have a leather wrapped steering wheel. Like I said, it is heated. Let's listen to the Denali horn. Let's listen to that turn signal here real quick. Yeah, over here, this is your windshield wiper stock as well as your automatic high beam. So flick it forward and then you turn on your IntelliBeam, flip it back, and that is how you turn on your high beams. You guys know it's kind of how a normal vehicle works. You have this textured plastic type trim piece right here, right below your horn, as well as some more black plastic trim around your buttons on the steering wheel. Push button start. You got a push button transmission right here. You got your hazard button right up top here. You guys can see it kind of flashes with your hazards. Park, pull to go into reverse, push to go into neutral, pull to go into drive, and you can upshift or downshift by these 2 buttons right here. The vehicle is lifting up because we are no longer in entry exit mode, so now we are in normal driving mode. But yeah, that's just what I want to talk about right there. Let's move over to here with our 10.2-inch touch information screen with wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. We're gonna skip, we're gonna stay in demo mode, and you guys can see you got your audio information, you got Google Maps, you also have your phone stuff. You can bring up your 360-degree view camera right there. You got your Google Assistant, Play Store, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Like I said, both are wireless. Trailering information, climate control, settings, Wi-Fi hotspot. This does have a 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. Podcast, Google News, My GMC, where you can set maintenance appointments through there. You can bring up your Google Maps system right there. Audio selection. Go to our home screen. Just leave it on our home screen. Audio stuff right here. This is for your Bluetooth stuff, so I have not connected my phone, but you do have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Opening this up, you got your mirror right there with 2 lights on the side, and you do have your $1,500 panoramic moonroof. So if I slide that shade, all I gotta do is push that button right there. Shade will slide back all the way. And you can also slide that shade forward as well. You can slide our panel back just like that. Obviously, you can slide it closed as well. And you can also tilt this sunroof right here up like that by the push of this button right over here. Push that and it tilts up, as you guys can see, to let a little bit of air in. We'll tilt that back down. This is your motion sensor. By pushing that button, if your glass breaks, it'll set the alarm off, and it'll also notice if the vehicle moves. So that's what that button does. You got your universal garage door opener right here. These lights are both LED. This button right here will fold up your 3rd row seats. This button will fold up that 3rd row seat on that side right over there. This button right here will open up your power lift gate. This is to turn on the lights if your vehicle opens the door up. So if I open up the door now, the lights are gonna come on. However, if I push this button again, if I open up the door right now, those lights will not turn on. However, if I push that button again, those lights will turn on. You got your OnStar stuff right there. And you might notice, what the heck does this button do right here? And this is for your power center console right here, which goes back, just like that. Make it a little bit easier for those 2nd row passengers to have their cup holders a little bit closer to them, but you also have a nice little storage space down in here for stuff that I guess maybe you don't want people to see or something like that. I don't know. But you can put stuff down in there in secrecy if you so desire. By pushing that button, console comes back. You guys can see. And you got a nice little spot to sit your phone down right here. You got some accent colored stitching right here. Opening this up, you guys can see you got your console. It's not as deep because you do have that electronic sliding center console, but still plenty of room to set stuff down in there. And I'll set my phone, iPhone 11 Pro Max, down in there for size reference. I mean, you got tons and tons of room down in there. But closing that, 2 cup holders right here. You got your wireless charging pad right there. You also do have a USB-A port, USB-C port right there, as well as a 12-volt outlet right there. If you guys want that closed, you guys can do that by pushing forward on like that, and then you got beautiful wood grain trim that protects that wireless charging pad and your USB ports. Like I said, you do have ventilated and heated front seats on both sides, so you got 3 levels of adjustability for your heated seats and 3 levels of adjustability for your ventilated seats right there. You can also turn off your rear climate by pushing these buttons right here, rear on or off, so you can take their privileges away if you so desire. These are your climate control settings for your front 2 passengers right here. So you guys can see my driver side is on 68, passenger side is on 70. Push this button right here and they both sync to your driver side temperature, and you can also go through your climate, like I said, on your screen as well. Volume up, down, as well as I push that button, it will mute it. Push that button again, it unmutes it. This brings us to our home screen on here. This is just a back button, so if you go into like audio or something and I want to go back to my home screen, that's what that button does. Back on a track, forward on a track, or to go in between your different preset radio stations. And this button right here is not only a tuning knob, you can also navigate throughout the screen with that knob right there as well. More beautiful wood grain trim on that side, pretty much leather wrapped everywhere. You got a leather wrapped dash up top. Let's open up our glove box. You got a pretty decent sized glove box. You can fit obviously your owner's manual, some napkins, straws, stuff like that. Plenty of room over there. You got a nice little storage spot right here on the passenger side, and you also have that same storage spot right here on your driver's side as well. But there are a few things that I did want to mention before we move into those rear seats, and that's that this does have the $1,880 advanced technology pack, and I'm just going to name off some key features, and I'm also going to list exactly what it has right here on screen. But this comes with adaptive cruise control as well as enhanced automatic emergency braking. You also get reverse auto braking, as well as a rear view camera mirror and a rear view camera mirror washer, which I pointed out to you guys when we were at the rear. You also get that $1,500 panoramic moonroof. This does have that 14 speaker Bose sound system with that wireless charging pad right in here, like I said. And like I said, you also do have that 15-inch heads-up display. But there are a few safety features that I wanted to list out that this vehicle does have. So some of those key safety features include front pedestrian braking, front and rear park assist, rear cross traffic alert, forward collision alert, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, rear pedestrian alert. You also get that 360-degree view camera, like I mentioned, and you do have blind spot monitoring. So yeah, your blind spot monitoring, like I said, right there. You can find it on this passenger side, right up top there as well. Like I said, if you guys want your 360-degree view camera to be brought up immediately, all you got to do is push this button right here and boom, 360-degree view camera pops up. And if you guys want to X out of the screen, all you got to do is push that X button right there. However, every single time that you go into reverse, you just pull back on here, 360-degree view camera pops up right here, and your reverse camera pops up on the right side. You guys can zoom in to exactly what you want to be zoomed into, whether that be the front or the rear. You can also go to your rear view camera or your front view camera. You guys can see that little cart driving by. These are your side view cameras right here on both sides. You guys can show your different wheels and stuff like that. You got your hitch view right here. This is for your trailer camera if you have one right there, and that button right there is your 360-degree view camera. This personally is my favorite setting. But let's go back into park just like that. And if you guys are on an incline and you do throw this thing into park, and it's a pretty steep incline, the emergency brake will turn on automatically, which is a fantastic safety feature if you ask me. But we've talked a lot about what's going on up here at the front of the Denali. So let's move into the second row seats and kind of see exactly what's going on here in the second row. So opening up this door, same type of materials that are used on your front door panel are used on your rear door panel, and you still got a ton of storage space back here at the bottom of the door panel, as well as a spot to set your phone right here. And you got another Bose speaker right here to go along with your 14 speaker Bose sound system. But popping this seat open and sliding her back, as you guys can see, this vehicle does have the captain's chairs, so you do have a folding down armrest right there. And if you pull up on this, it'll do what that chair is doing right now. You also do have a grab handle right here, assist steps, Denali door sill. So let's step in. As you guys can see, this does not have that rear entertainment system. However, if you guys do want to get that rear entertainment system, you can, and it does have like 2 tablet-sized things that are both touchscreen, and I believe they are 12 inches. So if you guys have kids or whatever and you want to keep them entertained on road trips, you might want to get that rear seat entertainment system. But seat back pocket right here, seat back pocket right over there. You got your 2 cup holders right there. Climate control stuff right here, and like I said, you do have your 2 outboard seats are both heated with 3 levels of adjustability, as you guys can see. And you can do all the climate control stuff that you want to do right here, as adjusting temperature, turning up the fan, basically whatever you want to do right there, you can do so. USB-C port right here, USB-C port right here, and you do have your household outlet down here. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but you do have your household outlet down there. And these seats, let's see, very comfortable. Let's see if I can recline them. Ooh, definitely can recline these seats and make them very, very comfortable. I got tons and tons of leg room, tons and tons of knee room, and put my seat back up to where it should be. I also have tons and tons of headroom. I'm 5'9", 150 pounds. So yeah, these seats are very, very comfortable for somebody of my size. So I don't think kids will have any issue sitting back here, because like I said, there's just tons and tons of room. I got my side armrest right here as well as my armrest right here on the door panel. Just makes for a very, very comfortable ride, and I could definitely see myself doing a long road trip in this Denali. But before we move into those 3rd row seats, you got your HVAC vent up here. You got a LED light right there, as well as a hook to set your suit. If you guys are going to the dry cleaners and picking up a suit, you got a hook right there, as well as another hook over there, another hook right over there for a suit, and another suit hook right there. But let's move into the 3rd row seats. I'm adjusted behind myself, both in the driver's seat as well as in the 2nd row seat. So let's see how much room I have here in the 3rd row. So yeah, foot room isn't the greatest, because you do have those mounts to the floor for your 2nd row seat. However, if I have my left foot right there and my right foot right here, kind of in the center, I got plenty of knee room. So I'm actually pretty comfortable back here in the 3rd row. Like I said, I'm not the tallest person. I am 5'9". I got plenty and plenty of headroom. Like, headroom's not even a worry. Leg room, I can't extend my left leg right there unless I kind of brought them over like that. But I could definitely do like a 6-hour road trip back here, no problem. But I got a cup holder right here, a little bit of storage space right here. Same goes for this side. You get a cup holder there, a little bit of storage space. You also get a USB-C port right here, and you get another USB-C port right there as well. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up, but this USB-C port is illuminated, and the camera does pick it up. So that USB-C port is illuminated. So plenty of room here in the Yukon Denali. So we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now onto the driving portion of the review. And one thing that I did miss when we were talking about the interior is that you do have a power adjustable tilting and telescoping steering wheel to basically get you into the most comfortable position driving wise that you can possibly be in. But yeah, like I said, this does have the 6.2 liter V8 that makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet to torque. Another thing that we should talk about right now is that the MSRP of this particular Yukon Denali XL is $87,160. So yeah, that is definitely a lot of money. However, this thing pretty much has all the options that you could ever want on a vehicle. This thing is awesome. You know, the rear view camera mirror at the beginning takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, I don't think you're ever gonna want to go back to a regular rear view mirror, just because it gets kind of rid of the blind spots. And just helps you be a safer driver, honestly. And one thing when I first got into this Yukon is that it had the heads-up display, and it also has that. So it took me a little bit of getting used to the heads-up display and the rear view camera mirror. It just took a little second to kind of get acclimated to it. But once you get acclimated to it, it's pretty awesome because, you know, you don't have to look down at your digital gauge cluster. You can just look straight ahead. Basically, while you're driving, you can see what the speed limit sign is. You can see how fast you are going, and you get your lane centering stuff. Or if I come over here, like I said, to change the information that I'm seeing, you can see what gap adjustment. You got your compass. You got your off-road stuff. So right now it says we're in two-wheel drive, and it kind of tells us what degree angle we're at, forward wise and side to side wise. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like that displayed on my heads-up display. But like I said, you can pretty much put whatever you want to on your heads-up display. Obviously you do have a range of options that GM pre-selected, but I think one of the screens will make you happy. And like I said, you can bring up your digital speedometer from right up there to right there, just by going through this screen right here. And that's kind of the screen. This is kind of how I personally would have my stuff configured. But my auto stop start just came on, so I'm going to turn that off because I do not like auto stop start. And man, this 6.2 liter is very torquey. I just when I first started driving and I got in it, and I was like, okay, this is 100% the 6.2. Obviously, the only engine options that you have on the Denali are the 3-liter Duramax and the 6.2 liter V8. You do have to pay almost about $1,500 to upgrade to the 6.2 liter V8. However, if you guys are looking for better gas mileage, you're probably going to want to get the 3-liter Duramax. However, if you guys want the sound and you want a little bit more horsepower, then you're going to want to get the 6.2 liter V8. Personally, what I would choose, I would probably choose the 6.2 liter V8. However, that 3-liter Duramax is a fantastic motor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that 3-liter Duramax. It is a great motor. It's very quiet. It's just I personally like the 6.2 a little bit better. The suspension in this, like I said, does have the air ride suspension, and this thing rides very, very smoothly. I mean, I'm barely putting my foot into it, and we're accelerating at a pretty great clip of speed. But let's, you guys can hear that 6.2 sounds really, really good. So yeah, like I said, you got those two different engine options. If you guys want the gas mileage, you get the Duramax. If you guys want the speed, so to speak, you guys are going to want to get that 6.2 liter V8. But they're both fantastic motors, so you can't really go wrong. Anyway, like I said, this thing's got plenty of features that you guys want. Blind spot monitoring. It's got the automatic emergency braking. You got your 360 camera. You got your heated steering wheel, heated seats. So this thing is pretty well loaded out. You got your auto dimming side view mirror, which is what I didn't mention also when we were on the inside. So if somebody's got their high beams on, this side mirror will auto dim. But we're gonna do a little acceleration here. See kind of how this thing accelerates onto the highway. Like I said, this is the 6.2 liter V8, and here we go. She sounds really good, and just a really smooth drivetrain, man. Like those shifts, it's not like thudding you into gear. It's just like a smooth acceleration. You guys can hear what it sounds like at this speed. Really, really quiet in here. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it a little bit more. Really, really quiet, really fantastic ride. So yeah, this thing rides fantastically. Sounds super, super quiet here. So yeah, I mean, this thing, you guys know, GM's been making these things forever. They've got the formula down, especially with this air ride suspension. This thing is really, really smooth. It's not bouncy. We're gonna test the body roll here real quick, going around this turn. See kind of how it handles. Really, really flat, really well composed around that turn. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to have a little bit more body roll. Let's go into sport mode just to see how tight this suspension gets. You do have to put your foot a little bit farther into the brake in order to get it to stop, but it's not like too far, you know what I mean? Oh man, sport mode really gunned it there for me. Let's kind of see. We're going to go on this bridge here and see. Sport mode still feels like it rides pretty smooth. However, It does ride just a little bit firmer, but still, I mean, going over these bumps in sport mode even, I mean, you can barely feel it. And this thing, like, is probably one of the smoothest riding cars that I felt at this price point. Just very, very smooth, like legit, like super smooth, super quiet. Just a very compliant ride. Like, it rides great, and like I said, there's no like floatiness because this has the air ride. There's none of that. It's just a really smooth riding suspension, which is awesome considering, you know, some air ride suspension vehicles, they have a little bit of the floatiness to them, where it's a little bit too much. But this thing, man, this thing's got like no floatiness to it. It just rides fantastic, sounds fantastic when you get on it. It brakes very well as well. It's just a really easy to drive vehicle. Steering is very light. But I'm gonna do a few minutes. I'm gonna do a minute or two here without me talking, and just kind of hear what it's like to drive one of these by yourself with no music. So here we go. I'm gonna do a mild acceleration here. I can't really see behind that window sticker. All right, here we go. Very comfortable and quiet ride. Go around this pretty tight turn section here. I mean, just super smooth, between the turn, between the bumps and stuff. Just rides really well, like I said. So yeah, this thing rides fantastically. It's got automatic high beams, it's got automatic rain sensing wipers, it's got that panoramic moonroof, 360 camera, forward facing camera. I mean, this thing's got it all pretty much. I mean, there are a few features that this does not have. It does not have the Denali Ultimate package. However, it's got pretty much all the features that you really need to load one of these up to. And like I said, the MSRP is $87,160. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's review, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would, please be one of my 10,000 subscribers, and honestly, help me make my dream come true. I'd greatly appreciate it. Final thoughts on the Denali. Great family hauler. Yes, it is expensive, but if you guys are looking at one of these, you're probably comparing it to like Lincoln Navigator, or you're comparing it to like the Ford Expedition Limited, or you could be cross-shopping this with an Escalade or even a Chevy High Country. So yeah, like I said, this is a fantastic vehicle. It's a lot of money. However, it rides and just feels like it costs a lot of money. So you kind of get your money's worth out of this vehicle. So yeah, like I said, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.